a kick, a regather, a try for the Melbourne Genius.
Pappenhausen accelerates onto the ball, shows it as if he's going to kick it, and then just slices through.
Now Slater again. Oh, Slater has carved into them.
He's not just a big body, he's quick, he can move, he's evasive.
Back inside for Slater. Billy Slater will score.
Hello and welcome to Billy's Breakdown for this week. Thanks to Inflamax. Bill, good to see you.
You too, Danica.
Now, let's talk about the COVID impacts and the NRL bubble discussion, because you actually experienced the
Talk
COVID.
to me about the COVID impacts.
We're not ready to discuss that going forward.
Oh, well, what are we, 6 weeks away from finals? Could it have an impact on the finals?
Would you think that the NRL and the clubs would be worried about it?
Of course they would be, definitely. You lose a couple of key players and you're in a bit of strife going into those big games at the end of the year. So especially the big one, the grand final. It'd be interesting which way the NRL deal with this.
Do you think the players would be up for having another bubble imposed on them?
I'm not sure. They've gone through a fair bit, the players, and their families for that matter. So I don't know if we need to go through those lengths or what we do. But at the end of the day, players, clubs, teams, they all want their best players on the field at the right time of the year. And if it happens to go to a reduced sort of contact with the general public, well, maybe we need to look at that. I think clubs are already starting to consider those sort of options, but I'm sure the game will look at it as a whole.
Do you feel like if you're in a team and you're playing and you have a chance of playing finals footy, you'd take it upon yourself and just say, all right, guys, maybe we need to be careful?
I would. I would definitely. If you're in a position to possibly hold the trophy up at the end of the year, that's a moment you'll remember for the rest of your life. And these players are already used to sacrificing things in their life to be in the position they're in, and I've got no doubt that they'll be willing to sacrifice that.
Well, the Melbourne Storm, they were one that sacrificed a lot when they moved up to Queensland. But let's talk about their form at the moment on the field. After their loss this weekend, I think one of the Bromwiches said that they need to get back to their own style of footy. How do you see it?
It's 4 in a row for Melbourne that they've lost, so they'll be searching for answers down there in Victoria. I don't see them being in the hole that everyone thinks that they're in. They've put in a couple of good performances. It's just not all working for them at the moment. And I think a lot of it is due to some injuries that they've had, especially in the outside backs. And you look at their back five and you take Justin Olam out of that and it's a total different back five to round one. So Xavier Coates comes back maybe this week or next week. Brendan Smith also comes back into the frame after 3 weeks on the sideline in a couple of weeks' time. So they will get it together. They've got too many good players. They've been through this origin period, been battered and bruised through that period, and they will get it together. There's still 6 weeks before the finals, but they've got to make sure that they're not they're inside the 8 when they do.
Well, it has been 4 in a row, as you mentioned, but they've had a strong start to the season, so they're still in a good position on the ladder. But just at the moment, you know Craig Bellamy very well. What would it be like around Melbourne offices? Would he be worried, or is he quite cool, calm, and collected when it comes to a moment where he knows he's got to be?
He's not all blast. Yeah, he's very measured with his coaching, Craig, and he's evolved over the years. And when there's an opportunity that there's a non-negotiable not up to the standard, Craig will be very firm on that. But at the same time, he won't be throwing the baby out with the bathwater. He's quite a measured coach. He'll let all his assistants have a say. He'll let the players have a big say as well, because at the end of the day, they're out there performing, and they're the ones that need to turn it around. So we see Craig Bellamy as this guy that just blows up all the time and gets a reaction from his players. He's not that, and I think he'll be quite measured this week, but firm in the areas that he needs to be. How
do you think the video review session will go down?
I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be okay. I think it's past the time to blast. I think it's just playing a little bit smarter. I see a lot of effort in the Melbourne Storm. They just need to play a little bit smarter, and things will come for them.
All right, and the good news is that they do get Xavier Coates back very shortly, so certainly a big boost. All right, well, let's talk about the Brisbane Broncos, and in particular, Adam Reynolds. What a fantastic buy he's been for them.
Yeah, there's been reports that he's the best buy in Broncos history. I think Alan Langer came out and said that. So,
do you think that? Do you agree?
I think he's been a very good buy. I don't underestimate what Kurt Capewell has brought to the club as well, and the development of the other guys, the Pat Carrigans, the Tom Fleglers, the Herbie Farnworth and Katoni Staggs, these guys have all also elevated their status in the game as well. And the coaching staff needs a huge rap for that, because they've implemented a game plan and a structure around their development to have these guys rise up to that level. But he brings so much to this team. He brings direction, he brings leadership on and off the field, and he set a standard at the Brisbane Broncos that everyone needs to rise to. And you even see when Adam Reynolds isn't playing in the team and the Origin players aren't in the team, they go out and they perform a standard that is higher than where they've been in recent years.
How far do you see the Broncos going this season into the finals? Could they be a team that potentially troubles maybe the Penrith Panthers? Yeah,
I think they're a level or two below them right now, and they would be aware of that. They would see themselves needing to rise to get to that standard. But that doesn't mean they can't go deep into the finals. And if you play your best football at the right time of the year, you're fully healthy, anything can happen. And they've got a leader there in Adam Reynolds that can direct that. He's been there, he's done it before. He's a premiership-winning halfback. He knows what it takes. Well,
speaking of Adam Reynolds, let's have a look at two moments from their win over the Parramatta Eels. What is it that you see that he's brought to this side?
Well, he knows his strengths. Adam Reynolds is a player that knows exactly what he's good at, and his number one strength is his kicking game. He's got great vision in the field. And if we have a look at his first try to Jordan Ricky, the first thing he identifies is Clint Gutherson, the Eels fullback in the defensive line. Now, he should be covering in behind here, but he's over there in the defensive line. Adam Reynolds sees that. He's got his outside men tipped up and he puts it on the toe using his strength, and Jordan Ricky does the rest. Now, that was in the first half. Now, 1 minute into the second half, this is the Corey Oates try. Now, I've got a sequence of plays here. This is the first one. You see Adam Reynolds. We'll just pause it there. He's out here. He gets a nice long pass. This is all set up. Nice long pass. Gets to this point of the field. He wants to hit that point of the field. Jordan Ricky knows exactly what his role is. Adam Reynolds shifts straight out to the left. And just pause it there. Straight away, he's orchestrating what's going on out wide. Sets up the play. Gets the ball off Pat Carrigan. And he's got nothing else in his mind but kicking for Corey Oates. Now, that's playing to your strengths. Everyone's staying in their lanes and utilising the full width of the field. And that's what Adam Reynolds brings to this Broncos team. He brings organisation. He brings danger to their attack, and he allows the ball to get to the key players out wide.
It's like direction, calmness. He's got everything, doesn't he? He is.
That's why they call him the General.
All right, well, that is all we have time for Billy's Breakdown this week. Enjoy the footy, and we'll see you again next week.